Hello everyone. Understanding that there's been some questions and concerns about the direction of the MCU following the conclusion of the Infinity Saga. So, one thing that I want to do, ask you all here, and address those questions and concerns. So, okay, go ahead.
Me first. So, with the introductions of Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop, Yelena Belova, and now the Hulk getting replaced by She-Hulk, why are you replacing the MCU with the MCU?
Really? Is that how we're starting? Okay. Not only did we introduce Shang-Chi and Moon Knight, but we had 3 Spider-Men in a Spider-Man movie. Do you understand how busy Andrew Garfield is? You know what? No. Next question. Go ahead.
Hey, Mr. Feige, where are the X-Men?
We're excited to introduce these characters. Just trust me, be patient. They're going to come. Trust me.
That's not what I asked.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hey, why is everything in Marvel movies and shows a comedy now?
I take offense to that. Honestly. Are you telling me that you laughed during Wakanda Forever? It says more about you than it does me.
Okay, I get it. Okay. But when are the X-Men coming?
Did you not just hear what I just... Did you just blank that out? Are you listening? Alright, one last one. Go ahead.
Do you think the downfall of Marvel is that you guys are too woke now?
This is a terrible idea. Welcome back to May's Movie Thoughts. My name is Jermaine, and yeah, it seems like ever since the MCU wrapped up the Infinity Saga with literally one of the biggest movies of all time, Marvel has found itself under a huge microscope and has been the target for a lot of criticism. TV shows introducing new characters and new stories are getting compared to characters we've literally spent over a decade with. And now, if every movie isn't on the same level of a Civil War or Spider-Man No Way Home, there are articles and videos saying that not only has the MCU lost its steam, but it's actually saying that they're past their peak. And I'm sorry, but if you're one of the ones that actually feel that way, well, I have some bad news for you. Now, before I talk about the future of the MCU, I just want to take a look back at the past because lately it seems like there's been a lot of revisionist history about the MCU. Does anybody actually remember Phase 2? Because I remember Phase 2. Outside of Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain America and the Winter Soldier, it was very lackluster and very, very underwhelming. And yes, I'm also talking about Age of Ultron. But now we look back at Phase 2 fondly because it was laying the groundwork for what we were getting in Phase 3. And if you actually think about it, in many ways, Phase 2 and Phase 4 are very similar. Both phases started right after a massive Avengers team-up movie, and when fans' expectations were at its highest peak, well, we were kind of let down. But do you know what came after Phase 2? Black Panther, Captain America and Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming, and I don't even have to mention Infinity War and Endgame. I get it. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania had the worst second week drop-off in MCU's history. But if we actually think about it, here's the truth. It was an Ant-Man movie. Look, I'm not saying that all Ant-Man movies are trash, but I am saying that if you actually think about it, Ant-Man 3 was on par as the first Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania was honestly just a victim of fans' expectations because we all knew that King the Conqueror was gonna properly get introduced in the movie. Now later this year, if the same drop-off happens with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and the Marvels, that's something that I'll raise my eyebrows up at. But I still wouldn't be worried because Marvel still has an ace in their back pocket. Are you seriously gonna sit there and tell me that when the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Doctor Doom shows up, that people are still gonna be talking about how the MCU has lost it? I don't think so. And here's the thing that just really irritates me. People forget what MCU stands for. The Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel, which is that comic book company. Comic books, which are books, which has stories and characters in them. Stories and characters that sometimes they all might not be for you, but somebody out there loves and enjoys it. So when you put it all together, every Marvel Cinematic Universe movie is not going to be for everybody. And yes, comic books. Remember the stories that we all read when we were little? And now everybody's just has a critical take or a hot take, and it's making the experience less enjoyable. There have been 31 MCU movies since 2008. It's ridiculous and unfathomable for anybody to believe that they'll like every story and every character. That's just impossible. In either way, with Jonathan Majors absolutely crushing it as Kang the Conqueror, with the projects that we've already gotten in the past and the stuff that were promised, I'm sure we're all gonna look back at this criticism just like we look back at Phase 2 and just realize how silly all of this is. And I just want to go back to Phase 4 real quick, because all this, the MCU has lost its touch, was anybody complaining after Spider-Man No Way Home? No. What about Loki? No. When we were all stuck in our house and everybody was tweeting about WandaVision, everybody was hooked on the MCU. But since Thor Love and Thunder and Ant-Man came and it's not exactly the way that people would have wanted, now the MCU is in trouble, now just burn the whole thing down. Everybody just needs to calm down and relax. And remember, we're about to have Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I mean, what more do you want? But what do you guys think about the MCU's future? Do you actually think that they're in trouble, or do you see the bright future ahead just like I do? But comment below, let me know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.